For every case that's solved by law enforcement, there seems to be another that remains unsolved, either due to a lack of clues or sheer inexplicable natures of the case. Many strange and mysterious disappearances have left investigators and families without answers for extended periods of time, and the fates of these individuals remain unknown. Number 5. Travis Murrow had a passion for rodeos, as he attended college on a rodeo scholarship and competed in the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. After divorcing his wife in 2007, he continued to talk to his 2 children every day and loved watching them participate in bull riding and rodeos. He would also regularly follow the rodeo circuit in the Enid area of Oklahoma, and on the 23rd of August 2014, he was attending one such event in Cherokee with his stepson. The following day, he texted his stepson from Alva, telling him that he was on his way to Enid to collect money for a pickup truck that he had sold. Following that, he planned on traveling to either Oakwood or Selling to visit an ex-girlfriend. Just after 10 a.m., he texted her to say that he was in the Canton area, but he never arrived at her house and his whereabouts remain an unsolved mystery. On the 25th of August, he was reported as missing when he didn't show up for work and failed to contact either of his children. A few days later, his Dodge Dakota pickup was found parked about 30 feet off the road in a rural area in Dewey County between Enid and Oakwood. The gas tank was completely empty. When his truck was searched, investigators found no signs of a struggle, and none of his belongings had been left in the vehicle. His cell phone last pinged off of towers in Fairview, but was then switched off. Police searched that area but found no trace of Travis. Investigators would later reveal that several warrants had been issued for Travis's arrest prior to his mysterious disappearance, as he faced charges of assault, battery, possession, and possession of a firearm following a felony conviction. No foul play is suspected in Travis's disappearance, and a $5,000 reward has been offered to anyone with information on his case, and they've been asked to contact the Alva Police Department at 580-327-2121, or the Dewey County Sheriff's Office at 580-328-5558. Number 4. The mysterious disappearance of 28-year-old Danielle Stlicki occurred on Friday, the 2nd of December 2016, in Southfield, Michigan. She had been scheduled to work on Saturday and Sunday, and had planned to help her parents decorate their Christmas tree. That night, she had arranged to meet for dinner with her friend, Sarah Pollack, after work, and when her shift ended at 5 p.m., she texted Sarah to say that she'd finished work early, and that she would see her shortly after she made a quick stop at home. At 5:30, Sarah sent a message back saying, quote, "Yeah, I called in. Are you alive? Weird, I haven't heard from you. You're making me worry." Sarah waited a while longer, and when she didn't hear back from Danielle, she tried to call her several times, but got redirected to her voicemail. When she also didn't arrive at work the following morning at 8 a.m. as scheduled, her coworkers tried to call her, but also got her voicemail. Sarah decided to go to Danielle's apartment, and when she arrived, found Danielle's black Jeep Renegade parked outside. She knocked on the door of her apartment, but got no response, and she decided to contact Danielle's parents, Rich and Ann, who contacted the police. Her car was found to be locked, and her purse, money, identification, and credit cards were inside. They found that the only things that were missing were her keys, cell phone, and the work clothes she had been wearing the previous day. Inside her apartment, they found no signs of foul play, and when her colleagues were interviewed, they stated that they last saw her leaving the office at 5 p.m. on the previous day, after helping a man named Floyd Galloway with his car in the parking lot. When Galloway was interviewed, he stated that he hadn't seen Danielle for months, and it was noted that during the conversation, he was standoffish and kept staring at the wall. When he was handed a detective's card, they noted that his hands were shaking. During their investigation, they linked Galloway to another crime where he had assaulted a jogger 3 months earlier. On that occasion, his victim managed to fight him off and escape. He pleaded guilty in that case and was sentenced to between 16 and 35 years in prison. Brandon Williams, a co-worker of Danielle's, told police that he saw Danielle drive away from work with Galloway in her car's passenger seat. Further evidence was found linking him to Danielle's disappearance, and he is set to stand trial in March of 2022. Number 3. In July of 2015, Jeremiah Foco, a 34-year-old man from Seattle, worked as a software engineer at the Oracle Corporation in Bellevue, and lived alone in Seattle's International District. On the 21st of July that year, he was working from home, but phoned his manager at around 3:30 p.m. to let him know that he was having trouble with his laptop's hard drive, and he would go into the office the next day to fix it. Security footage from his apartment complex showed him pulling into his garage the following day at 12:07 a.m., but he was never seen leaving. He never arrived at work as arranged, and when he still remained missing on the 23rd, his family filed a missing persons report with the Seattle Police Department. Surveillance footage from the bus station at 5th Avenue South and South Jackson Street showed a man resembling Jeremiah walking down the street with a backpack on his back at around 7:02 a.m. The man was seen walking down a set of stairs before the footage cuts out for about 15 minutes due to a technical error. He was known to regularly take this bus, but his Orca card was never scanned on that day. His phone last pinged off a tower in downtown Seattle, but investigators were unable to track down an exact location. Nothing seemed to be out of place at his apartment, and his car was found parked in the garage of his apartment complex. His keys, wallet, and laptop have never been found, and it's believed that he had them with him at the time of his strange disappearance. No further leads have ever been found, and anyone who might know where Jeremiah is urged to call the Seattle Police Department at 206-684-5007. Number 2. 19-year-old Kara Nichols from Colorado Springs became a missing person on the 9th of October, 2012, after telling her roommate that she was heading to Denver for a modeling job, and her whereabouts remain an unsolved mystery to this day. Kara had a history with the law, as she was caught shoplifting when she was 13, and after undergoing a juvenile rehabilitation program, she was ordered to attend a community service program. During high school, she suffered from depression and was prescribed medication, but she refused to take it. After graduating, she worked as a waitress and a part-time model. And in 2012, after she and her family moved to Colorado, she became addicted to illegal substances. Her family enrolled her in a treatment program, but she was discharged after she refused to follow the facility's rules. In August of 2012, she decided to move back to Colorado Springs, where she lived with 3 roommates in the Cimarron Hills area. On the 9th of October, after telling her roommate that she was heading to Denver, a dark sedan was seen pulling away from the apartment, and her roommate assumed that it was her ride. For the following 2 days, her brother attempted to contact her, but his calls went unanswered, and she has never been heard from again. Her brother opened a missing person report with the El Paso County Sheriff's Office on the 12th. When her room was searched, investigators found that Kara's belongings had been left behind, including her laptop, purse, and $300 in cash. She last sent text messages from her phone at 11:45 p.m. on the night that she mysteriously disappeared, and police started to suspect that foul play was involved in her disappearance. On the 12th of November, police revealed that they were on the lookout for 2 brunette women who spent the day with Kara before she vanished, but they have never been identified. Investigators have since stated that they believe she may have been a victim of an organized group that exploits aspiring models, but the details surrounding her unsolved case remain murky. Kara is described as 5'8", weighing 115 pounds. She has strawberry blonde hair and green eyes. though her natural hair color is brown. She has a small tattoo of a spaceman on her left wrist and a leaf on her right ankle. She also has a piercing on her right upper lip as well as in her belly button, and her back and ears are gauged. If you have any information on this strange unsolved case, you're asked to contact the El Paso County Sheriff's Office at 719-390-5555. Number 1. At the time of 33-year-old Temela Wells' inexplicable disappearance, she was living with her boyfriend of 17 years, Ricky Tennant, in Detroit, Michigan. Ricky is the last person to see her before she went missing at around 9 p.m. on the 6th of August, 2012, when she left their house in a white 2001 Pontiac Grand Prix. At 10:30 p.m. that night, Temela spoke to her mother, Donna Wells, on the phone. But the following morning, Temela's 6-year-old daughter phoned her grandmother to inform her that Temela hadn't come home the previous night. Temela's mother tried on several occasions to contact her by phone, but her calls went unanswered. Later that night, she tried to phone her again, but this time her phone went straight to voicemail. Donna and her husband decided to search for Temela, but they were unable to locate her, and they contacted the Detroit Police Department. Upon investigation, Ricky told the police that Temela had been acting suspiciously on the night that she mysteriously vanished, as she told him that she needed to go somewhere, but wouldn't say exactly where. It wasn't unusual for her to go out with her girlfriends once or twice a week, but it was out of character for her to leave her daughter for such a long time. Ricky was asked to take a polygraph test, to which he agreed, but he ended up failing, though he has never been charged with any crime. He insists that he had nothing to do with Temela's strange disappearance and doesn't know where she is. 3 days after she went missing, her car was found abandoned on Coventry Road a few blocks away from her house. Inside the car, police found a few items of her clothing, but no further clues. Ricky was the one who found the vehicle after he claimed a friend named Bud spotted it and told him where it was. Upon finding the car, he claims to have taken it upon himself to search it and found that a few items, including a basketball and a jack, were missing from the trunk. His actions wiped out any potential evidence that could have been collected, and Temela remains missing. If you have any information on the case, you're asked to contact the Detroit Police Department at 313-596-5640. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep up to date with all of our future uploads. But I've been Ty Knotts, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.